everyone! In today's video, I want to share with you a new Lightroom tutorial because I feel like it's been ages since I recorded one. So today I want to show you guys how I achieve a light, airy, kind of dreamy look to my photos through my editing in Lightroom. So this is the photo that we'll be working on today of Claudia. I took this on the Sony a7 III, the Zeiss 35mm f1.4 lens, and I also used the Lensbaby Omni Creative Filter Kit to create these little kind of lens flares that you see on the photo. I also have a behind the scenes of this photo shoot if you guys haven't seen it yet, so I'll leave it linked down below if you guys want to see how we created these shots. So first things first, when I look at this photo, since this was taken in a shady spot, it does look a bit blue. So the first thing that I'm going to do is bring up the temperature slider just to warm up Claudia's skin tones a little bit more and also the background as well. So I think about there is good around 6600. And I'm also going to bring up the tints into the pinks. When I'm going for like a dreamy look in my edits, I definitely like to add more pinks to my photos rather than greens. I feel like I usually go more into the green tint if I'm doing like a moody edit. Before we get into any of the tonal sliders, the first thing I want to do is go down into lens correction because as you can see here in the corner of our image, we do have quite dark vignetting in the bottom corners, which I want to get rid of. So I'm going to press enable profile corrections, which usually automatically selects the camera and the lens that you were using. If it doesn't, you can just kind of click through here and choose which one you were using, and it will automatically get rid of any distortion and vignetting. So I usually don't like it when it completely gets rid of it, as I feel like the corners are a bit too bright. So I usually bring it down to about like 70–60%, and I feel like it gets rid of it enough, but it still looks quite natural and not overdone. So here is a before and after of those little adjustments that we made so far, and as you can see, it's already bringing some life into our picture, which I really like how it's looking so far. So I'm going to scroll back up and we're going to use our tonal adjustment sliders. I'm going to start with the exposure slider and I'm going to bring it up very slightly because this image is already very well exposed, so I'm happy with what that looks like. Typically when I edit my portraits, I do normally like to bring the highlights down to save as much detail in the background as possible. But for this picture, since we're going for a light and airy look, I'm actually just going to leave the highlights at 0, which I normally don't do, but I feel like there's not much detail to save here in the sky anyway, so I'm going to keep it just as it is. The next thing I want to do is bring up the shadows very slightly. Again, this really adds to the light and airy look as it brings out some details in the darker areas of our image. I'm also going to bring our white slider up just to make, again, the image look a little bit brighter. If we bring it down, it'll start making the photo look more muted, which is not the look that I'm going for today. This time I'm going to bring it up very slightly, just again to brighten up the photo. And I'm also going to bring down the black slider as we have lost a lot of contrast from the edits that we've done so far. So basically this will darken all the darkest areas of our photos. So these shadows here around her eyes and eyebrows, the hat, her hair, and this side here. So I like that just to add a very specific amount of contrast to my photo rather than using the main contrast slider. So if you guys have watched my Lightroom tutorials before, you would know that I normally like to use my tonal sliders to fix the image and have a nice balanced base to work with. And then the next thing that I like to do is head into the tone curve where I add my style to the photo. So with the tone curve, for a soft, dreamy edit, I really like doing quite a large S-curve with very matte blacks. So in order to do that, I'm going to start by bringing up the black slider up against the edge of the grid here. And as you can see, it's going to make our image look very, very washed out, but this is going to give us that matte black look, which is very typical for dreamy looking photos. Next, I'm going to make another point a little further along on our tonal curve, and this time I'm going to drag the curve down, and this is going to add more contrast back into the image and kind of get rid of that very washed out look. Then I'm going to add another point to our midtones and bring it back up, and as you can see, we are slowly creating a little S shape with our curve here. And last but not least, I like to add another point here to our highlights, and I'm going to bring that up very, very slightly. Once I have all my main points down, as you can see, the photo isn't looking that good. I usually like to just make all my main points roughly where I want them and then slowly kind of just tweak them around until I'm happy with what the picture looks like. So at the moment, I feel like the matte blacks are looking way too muddy and a little bit gray. So I'm going to pull that back down a little more. I'm also going to pull our blacks point down a little more as well. Okay, and that's looking much better already. I'm happy where the midpoint and the highlights point is. You can also bring down the white point so you can matte the whites as well, but I feel like that's going to make our image look a little bit too flat, so I'm going to keep that all the way up. So here is a before and after of our tone curve. So this is the before and this is the after. Next, we're going to go into HSL and I'm going to start with the luminance slider. With luminance, basically it either brightens or darkens the particular color that you're using in the photo. So for this image, I really want Claudia to stand out a little more in the photo. So I'm going to bring the orange luminance slider up. And as you can see, it's brightening up her skin tone in the photo. And I'm also going to bring the red luminance slider up as well, as skin usually has a little bit of red, orange, and yellow in it. So I'm going to bring that up so it's nice and bright. And then I also want to bring the luminance of yellow and green up as well. And as you can see, it's going to kind of bring out the detail in the bokeh from the background. I really like what that looks like, so I'm going to bring that up quite high so it stands out in the image. And last but not least, with our luminance sliders, I'm going to bring up the blue slider as well. This is a little trick that I gave you guys in another Lightroom tutorial before, but in case you missed it, usually when I have my subject wearing something white, I like to bring up the blue luminance as it brightens up any white clothing in a photo. And I just feel like it makes it look a lot cleaner and makes it pop in the photo as well. Next up, we're going to go into our saturation sliders in HSL. And this is basically what it sounds like. It's either going to saturate or desaturate the particular color slider that you're using. So for this photo, I feel like Claudia's skin looks a little bit washed out. So I want to bring the red slider up slightly to add a bit more color to her skin, and the orange slider slightly as well. I'm also going to bring up the yellow and green slider because the image looks a little desaturated overall. So I want to bring a bit of a pop of color to the background by pulling up the yellows and greens. And finally, with the blues, I'm going to bring the saturation of that down. As you can see, we still have quite a blue tint to the hat. So I want to get rid of that as much as possible and make it look a bit more black and white in that area. So the last menu we have in HSL is hue. I don't know, I just went through it backwards, but I find that I always like using hue last. So for this, I want to adjust Claudia's skin tone. So I'm going to do that with our red and orange slider. When I'm adjusting someone's skin tone in Lightroom, I only ever move the sliders a very, very tiny amount just to make sure I'm keeping the skin looking as natural as possible and not going too crazy with it. So for the red slider, I want to pull it up very, very slightly to add a little bit more of like an orange hue to the reds. And then with the orange slider, I'm also going to bring that up too to add a more yellow color to the oranges. So I think that's about it. So as you can see, it's like a very small amount, but that's all you need to be able to adjust what the skin tone looks like. The other thing that I really love doing in the hue, especially with the green slider, is to adjust what grass and trees and greenery in a photo looks like. So I normally like to pull the green slider to the left to make greens appear more yellow or orange, as I feel like a really lush green suits more of like a vibrant or like a tropical edit to a photo, whereas a more orange yellow looking green really suits a more dreamy, washed out kind of edit. Last but not least, I want to use split toning to kind of finalize and bring together the final image. So for the split toning, I normally like to bring the saturation up quite high so the effects are very exaggerated and I can see exactly what color I'm adding to my photo. I'm going to start with the highlights, and I usually like to bring the hue just across and take a look at how it's affecting my image and seeing how it changes the style depending on what color I land on in the hue. I feel like looking through these colors, I really like what a cyan or the purple kind of area looks like. I feel like it adds a really soft, airy feel to the photo, which is exactly what we're going for with today's edit. Once I'm happy with the hue that I've selected in the highlights, I then like to bring the saturation back down until it blends in with the photo. I actually think the saturation up quite high looks really good, so I'm not going to bring it down too much further than what it originally was at. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the shadows, so I'm going to start by bringing the saturation up very high and then slowly go through all the different color options there are. I really love what this yellow and green looks like, and I feel like a purple would look nice too, but I generally like to keep my highlights and shadow color for the split toning as opposite as possible. Okay, so I really like what this purple looks like, so I want to see how it works if I bring down the saturation. Okay, so I feel like it's kind of shifted the colors a little bit too much for my liking. The photo now looks very, very cold, kind of similar to the original photo that we were working with. So I'm going to try the yellow that I really liked as well. So I feel like that looks a lot nicer. It still has a soft, dreamy feel to it, but it's a little warmer at the same time. And I might bring the saturation up higher so it's just a bit more obvious. So here is a before and after of just the split toning that we just did. So this is the before and this is the after. Okay, so I'm really happy with what this photo looks like, and I'll show you guys a final before and after. Here is the before and here is the after. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial and learned something that you can apply to your own photography. I feel like I would love to record some more Lightroom tutorials for you guys, maybe as like an extra upload for the week. So let me know down in the comments if there's anything in particular you would like me to cover. And I also wanted to mention that I'll have a brand new behind the scenes video uploaded this weekend on Sunday night, so please keep an eye out for that. I'm really excited to share with you guys what we came up with. It's such a beautiful photo shoot, so yeah, I can't wait to upload that. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I make new videos every single week, so I will see you all next time. Bye!